Hello, I'm Brian from Diamond Head and you're watching Rocknlive. So I kind of, I had an older brother who could play the guitar a bit, 6 years older than me, so he bought an electric guitar and I used to have a go on it and I couldn't master it, when I was about 12, 13, and I didn't pick it up serious until really I was probably 15 or late 14 before something clicks and you suddenly become obsessed. It's a bloke thing, a guy thing, where you become obsessed with motorbikes or women or fishing. But I became obsessed with the guitar, so I would spend every night practicing the guitar, and I wanted to be like Richard Blackmore. So my favourite bands: Zeppelin, Purple, Sabbath, the obvious bands, but also like the AC/DC around that time, Rush, all these bands were coming out, UFO. There's some bands who are still not here anymore, like Lone Star, and so I'd listen to all these bands and I was a big fan and I'd go and watch bands. I mean, my brother used to take me to see bands when I was maybe 12, 13, and he took me to see Black Sabbath when I was 14 at the Birmingham Odeon on the Sabbath tour, and that probably had a big effect on a young lad, watching Sabbath when Sabbath and those great songs, Snowblind and things. And you probably thought it'd be great to be in a band, wouldn't it? Be a rock star. You don't dare to think you're gonna be, but it'd be nice to. You dream about it. And when I left school, I became a motor mechanic. I just got a normal job and city and girls and things like that. But at the same time, I was practicing guitar every night, and then I had money to buy equipment. I bought an amp, a Marshall amp, and Flying V, and things like that with my wages, and formed Diamond Head in '76 as well. So, I'd be listening to all these great bands. It was a good time, the '70s, for rock bands. The Fiddlers is another great band, and Judas Priest. You could listen to all these albums, and the standards is pretty high amongst that one. So our songwriting had to reflect that. You're almost trying to, you weren't just going to steal ideas or be a bit like that. We wanted to give something back. You become so passionate about this music that you want to be like it, but you want to do your own thing. You want to give something back. You want people to like you the way I like them. And I don't know where some of those ideas come from, other than when you're young, you've got some kind of naive confidence to try anything, and I don't care who doesn't like it, I like it. So I'm going to force it upon you. You're going to have it, and we would just make it happen live. We would fire up and put so much energy into a performance that we'd sell the songs to them, and just do it, put a performance on, and people responded to that. And our set was mainly fast songs, so so I suppose that's how we became, if you like, pioneers and that kind of thing. I mean, you got Judas Priest, not forgetting they were fast at the time, and I think in a way Judas Priest laid down a gauntlet with a song like Call for the Priest and Exciter. This is, double kicks coming in. This is fast, and we'd listen to stuff like that. We'll do something fast. We'll do something. We wrote Helpless probably after listening to Judas Priest, and trying to write that kind of powerful, exciting song. But because we weren't just, so if we'd only liked Judas Priest, we would have sounded like Judas Priest. But we don't sound like Judas Priest because we like probably 100 bands. Sean used to like Free, for example, and the bass player used to like Yes, and the drummer liked AC/DC, and I liked, say, Deep Purple. So we combined in tons and tons of influences, and probably came up with something a bit new, a bit fresh. Something like that Into the Nations, there's nothing else like that really. You couldn't really say that's a bit like this band. It's not like any band, really. And I don't know where it come from, and it's very hard to repeat. We just did it at the time, and we must have caught some magic. And there it is. You need time to write songs. You need hours of sitting there with a guitar and you sing and go, what about that chord? Does that work better? What we used to do was we'd get a cassette recorder and we'd be in my bedroom at first. The band was formed pretty much in my bedroom. And we'd record with Sean sitting by the mic, with biscuit tin drum kit. We didn't have a drum kit. And we made our own. And I used to play my brother's old guitar, which cost £14. And we'd write these little songs and record them on the cassette and then listen back to them and go, yeah, that don't work though. You don't go into that chorus very well. And that mid-late's no good. And then we'd write something else and we'd re-record it. And we'd keep learning the art of arrangement, really. No one had explained it to us, or explained the rules of scales, or what you can and can't do with a major and minor key or anything. We hadn't got a clue about that. We just total instinct, using your ear, do you like it? And then we'd just keep trying, recording until we liked it. And if we liked it, that's it, it's done, the song's finished. And then we'd move on to the next song. And of course you've got to work live as well. And if you try a song out live and it went well, tick the box. That's great. If it went bad, we'd scrap it, chuck it right out the set. That's a load of rubbish, that one is. And we wrote 100 songs before we went in to record our first album, which I think is phenomenal, really. I didn't appreciate it at the time, but I bet bands don't do that anymore. They probably write 10 and then do that, that's the album. But yeah, we got through 100 songs, because we'd started in '76. And we didn't record our first album until 1980, so we had 4 years and like 50 gigs of trying stuff out. Only pubs, you know, no big deal. But pubs and clubs, bedroom, demos, cassettes, that was where we were at. And that's how the Light Intonations album came together. They were great. I really enjoyed it. It was, I mean, it's fantastic to, I mean, unfortunately, we haven't been to France very often. It's embarrassing how long it's been since we last played France, which is 1993, on the Black Sabbath tour, the Born Again tour. And usually we're relying on a promoter or an agent to get in touch and say, we'd like to book Darling here, come to France, we'll pay you X amount of euros, maybe pay for your flights, or I don't know. That's what happens, you know, we've been to Spain, we've been to Germany, we've been to Luxembourg, so we've been to Italy, blah blah blah. We did a big tour with Megadeth for a start within 22 days, but we didn't touch France. I don't know why. Anyway, so we got off sonisphère France, and of course we're going to say yes please. And it just seems ironic that we did the big tour with Black Sabbath and we've waited all this time, and we're suddenly thrust on a great big tour with the Big Four. So, I don't know what's going on there. It's great. It's great to see so many people. And I think we went down well, and I was very pleased. And in fact, we probably played better today than we did yesterday. Because yesterday was great at Nebworth, but because it was so different, so big, and getting used to the sound, we knew what to expect today. And you could kind of allow for the sound and what it was going to be like. You can make adjustments to your style and what you need to do. You're watching Rocknlive.